welcome back to Hidden Universe. Tonight, we invite you to leave behind the noise of the world and drift with us into the unknown. Tonight, we will journey into the secret dreams of the stars, an alien bedtime story whispered across galaxies. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and let the universe reveal its mysteries as we begin. In the quiet of the night, when the stars drift above in silence and the air itself seems to hum with secrets, there is a story waiting for you. A story older than time, a story whispered across galaxies. A story of beings who are not of this earth, yet whose shadows pass through our dreams. Tonight, you will drift with them. You will float in the endless black of the universe, carried by their voices, lulled by their presence. As your body sinks into comfort and your mind opens to wonder, imagine the soft glow of starlight falling across your face. The night sky stretches endlessly, infinite and deep, yet strangely calm. As you breathe slowly, you feel as though the stars themselves are breathing with you, expanding and contracting, shimmering with every breath you take. And as you close your eyes, you begin to hear them. Faint whispers, like distant echoes, of waves against the shore, but they are not from the ocean. They come from the stars. Those whispers tell of travelers who cross the void, ancient voyagers who drift from one world to another. Their ships do not roar, nor thunder, nor burn. Instead, they glide in silence, like shadows moving across water, unseen, unfelt, except by those who dream. They are the watchers, the keepers of secrets, hidden in the folds of the cosmos. And tonight, their story will cradle you as you drift deeper into rest, far beyond the moon, past the edge of what your eyes can see. Their vessels float between suns, sleek, dark, and endless. They carry beings who are both familiar and strange. Their eyes are large, their faces gentle, their movements slow, careful, deliberate. They do not speak in words, but in thoughts, soft impressions that drift into the mind like a feather falling on water. They speak in emotions, in colors, in memories of stars long dead. And if you listen closely, you can hear them speaking to you now. They tell you that space is not empty. It is alive, a great ocean of thought and memory, woven together by light. Every star you see above is a beacon, every planet a cradle, every shadow a mystery, and they have drifted through it all, watching, waiting, learning. You are not alone, they whisper. You have never been alone. Your body grows heavier, sinking into rest, but your mind floats higher, rising into the black velvet of the night sky. The aliens draw near, not with fear, not with noise, but with calm. Their presence is like a warm blanket, draped gently across your shoulders, a feeling of safety and wonder all at once. They want you to see what they have seen. Their story begins at the edge of a dying star. The light flickers, fading, swallowed by its own weight. Around it, worlds fall silent, cold, and abandoned. But in the dark, a ship drifts, patient and still, watching the last breath of that sun. The beings aboard whisper to one another, not in panic, but in awe. They have seen countless stars die, countless worlds crumble, yet they are never saddened, for they know that every end is a beginning, and every death is a doorway. They drift from the dead star into the emptiness, their ship gliding without sound, carried by forces invisible to human eyes. And in that silence, they listen to the universe itself. For even the emptiest corners of space are not truly silent. There is a hum, a low vibration, like the deep sound of a drum far away. It pulses through everything, through stars, through dust, through you. That hum is the heartbeat of the universe, and the travelers follow it like a song. You breathe in deeply now, and as you do, you feel that hum inside of you too. It is soft, steady, calming. It guides you deeper, deeper into rest. The travelers move past worlds with rings like silver ribbons, past planets where storms rage for 1,000 years, past icy moons glowing faintly in the light of far-off suns. They watch quietly, recording, remembering. Each world has its story, its secret, its own quiet beauty, and as they drift, they collect those stories, like shells on the shore of an infinite ocean. Tonight, they share them with you, on one world. There are mountains of glass, rising high into a pale sky. The winds sing as they pass through the crystal peaks, a haunting melody that echoes for miles. On another world, the seas glow at night, not with moonlight, but with living creatures whose bodies shimmer like fireflies. The waves glow with each movement, turning the dark ocean into a river of stars. And then, further still, they show you a world of silence, a frozen sphere drifting far from its sun. Its surface is nothing but ice, endless and cold, yet beneath, an ocean slumbers, vast and deep, teeming with life that no human eye has ever seen. They have watched these creatures swim in the black waters, glowing faintly, moving gracefully, as though dancing to the rhythm of the universe itself. The travelers have seen it all, and they want you to see it too, in your dreams. Their voices wrap around you, soft, slow, soothing. They speak of the beauty of the unknown, of the comfort, of the infinite. They remind you that sleep is not the end, but another journey, a voyage inward, across the galaxies of your own mind. As you sink deeper, their presence grows softer, but it does not leave. They remain with you, drifting, watching, guiding you through the spaces between thought and dream. The night stretches on, the stars continue to glow, and you, carried gently by their voices, drift into the quiet space where dreams begin. The silence of space holds you now like an ocean cradling a small boat. The alien travelers, gentle and patient, continue to guide you through the stars. They are not in a hurry, for time itself bends differently for them. 1,000 years is but a breath, 1,000,000 miles no more than a step. And so, as you sink deeper into their story, you too begin to feel unbound by time. Each breath you take feels like it stretches across galaxies, each thought like a spark flashing across a distant nebula. They tell you of another place, another world hidden in the folds of the universe, a world with skies of silver and rivers that shine like melted glass. Here, the beings who live upon its surface walk slowly, their limbs long and graceful, their voices carried like music in the wind. They build no cities, carve no machines, for they live as part of the land itself. The trees bend to shelter them, the rivers swell to feed them, and the skies glow brighter when they laugh. It is a place of harmony, untouched by conflict, where every being is both teacher and student of the world around them. The travelers drift above it quietly, never landing, only watching, for they do not disturb what is at peace. They are keepers, not conquerors. Your mind drifts with them, calm and quiet, as though you too are suspended in orbit around that peaceful world. You can feel the warmth of its sun, the softness of its breeze, though you have never set foot there. This is the gift of the travelers. They allow you to dream what they have seen. Beyond that world lies another, darker and older, a planet swallowed by shadows, where light from its sun barely touches the surface, yet the shadows themselves are alive. The beings there are made of smoke and shifting shapes, their bodies forming and unforming as they move. They glide through the dark like whispers, their eyes glowing faintly like embers. They speak in low tones, voices that rumble like distant thunder. Though they may appear frightening, they are not cruel. They are simply different, children of the darkness who thrive where light cannot reach. The travelers pass them silently, acknowledging their existence, respecting their solitude. You feel the duality of it, the peace of the silver rivers, the mystery of the shadowed world. Together, they remind you that the universe is balanced, always balanced, light and dark, silence and song, birth and decay, and in that balance, you find rest. The alien voices grow softer now, like a lullaby. They remind you of the journey still to come. The stars are endless, and every one carries a secret. They tell you of the place beyond all maps, where the edges of galaxies blur into one another, and time folds like a sheet of cloth. It is there, they say, that the oldest beings dwell, beings who have existed since the first spark of creation, who remember when the universe itself was born. They do not move, they do not speak, they only dream. Their dreams ripple outward, shaping worlds, guiding destinies, weaving the very fabric of reality. And you, right now, are drifting in those dreams. The ship continues forward, silent and graceful, gliding past glowing clouds of dust where stars are born. Great nebulae stretch across the darkness, shimmering in colors your eyes can barely imagine. Crimson, gold, violet, azure, waves of light dancing in the black sea of night. The travelers pause, as though bowing in reverence, for they know that in those clouds, new suns are forming, new worlds beginning, new stories waiting to be told. You too feel that reverence. With every breath, you feel as though you are inhaling the birth of stars themselves. Your chest rises and falls with the rhythm of creation, slow, steady, eternal. The aliens guide you deeper into the cosmos. They show you a planet made entirely of storms, where winds rage endlessly, faster than sound, and lightning splits the skies in sheets of blue fire. Yet within the chaos, life endures, beings who move with the storms, who flow with the winds, who never resist, but instead become part of the storm's eternal dance. These creatures sing with the thunder, their voices rising in harmony with the crack of lightning, a symphony of chaos and beauty. The travelers smile in their silent way, for they know that even in fury, there is peace. The journey stretches. Further still, you are taken to the heart of a galaxy, where black holes coil like serpents of darkness, swallowing everything around them. Yet even here, there is no fear. The aliens show you how the black holes are not destroyers, but gateways. They take what is old, what is finished, and transform it into the seeds of what is new. Death is not the end, but the beginning of another cycle. The darkness is not emptiness, but potential. As you listen, as you drift, you feel your mind open wider, wider than it ever has before. The universe is vast, endless, incomprehensible, yet here, in this moment, it feels gentle, almost intimate, like a soft hand guiding you through a dream. The aliens whisper again, their voices fading into the stars. You are part of this. You have always been part of this. You are stardust, born of suns, carried by time, and you will return to the stars again. Sleep is but a reminder of that truth, a return to the cosmic silence, a journey back into the embrace of the infinite. Your body grows heavier, sinking deeper into comfort. Your mind floats higher, carried by the stories of the travelers. They continue to guide you, world after world, secret after secret, never rushing, never ending, just drifting endlessly into the calm. And so you follow. The stars seem closer now, as though the ship itself is no longer separate from them, but part of their ancient choir. Every star sings, though the song is silent to human ears. Yet within this dream, the travelers let you hear it. It is not a song of notes, but of feeling warmth, longing, patience, love. Each star gives its voice to the great harmony of the cosmos, and you drift in the middle of it, a single note carried on the eternal melody. The alien beings are quiet as you listen. They do not need to speak, for they know that this music says more than words ever could. Through the quiet song of starlight, you begin to feel the stories each one carries. A blue star, massive and fierce, sings of strength and youth, a flame that burns bright but fast. A red giant hums slowly, deeply, as though remembering countless eons of light before it begins its gentle fade. A small white star twinkles with a crisp, sharp tone, steady and enduring, a light that will shine for trillions of years. Together, their voices weave the fabric of existence, reminding you that even in silence, nothing is ever truly alone. The Ship passes through a cluster of these stars, each one pulsing softly in rhythm, and you feel as though you are gliding through a great cathedral of light. The ceilings are infinite, the walls endless, and yet you are safe inside its glow. Your breathing slows, your heartbeat aligns with the rhythm of the stars, and peace settles deeper into you, layer by layer, until nothing else matters but the drifting and the glow dot beyond the cluster. The travelers point to a lone planet drifting in isolation. Its surface shimmers with ice, stretching across endless plains of silver and white. There is no sun close enough to warm it, and yet it glows faintly, lit from within by a hidden core. Beneath the ice, life stirs. Great oceanic beings drift in the darkness under the frozen shell, their bodies glowing with bioluminescent colors, blue, green, gold, painting the black seas with living light. They communicate in pulses, whole conversations spoken in waves of brightness that ripple across their bodies. To them, light is language, and in their language, everything is poetry. They speak of the ocean's depth, of the warmth they feel from the hidden heart of their world, of the patience of existence beneath endless ice. The travelers do not disturb them, only observe, listening to the slow poetry of the deep, and, in that quiet, you feel their peace as your own. The ship drifts on, and now you pass through fields of asteroids, fragments of worlds long gone. Each rock carries history, memories of the planet it once belonged to. Some shine faintly with traces of water, others glitter with crystals that have never felt a living touch. Among the broken stones, there is no sadness, only transformation. Worlds end, worlds begin. Matter breaks apart, only to become the seed of something new. You realize that even endings are beautiful, that even broken things glow when touched by starlight. From the asteroid field, you are led to another wonder, a planet wrapped in rings of dust and stone. The rings stretch out like painted halos, circling endlessly, each piece moving in perfect balance. The planet itself is gas, swirling storms of gold and crimson, clouds that tower higher than mountains. Lightning flashes deep within, illuminating the endless layers of its atmosphere. The travelers explain without words that storms like these can last for centuries, their patterns shifting and changing but never ending. And somehow, in that eternal storm, there is peace. To resist is to be lost, but to flow with it is to endure. You drift onward, further, deeper into the arms of the galaxy. Ahead lies a nebula, glowing violet and indigo, clouds of dust and gas stretched across light years, vast and beautiful. The ship enters it, and suddenly, everything around you becomes soft, dreamlike. The light bends, the colors swirl, and you feel as though you are floating through a painting, a dream made of color and breath. Within the nebula, new stars are forming, their light faint, fragile, just beginning to awaken. You can feel their warmth even before their flames ignite, a promise of what is to come. The nebula whispers of beginnings, of creation, of the endless cycle repeating itself again and again. And in that whisper, you find comfort. The aliens guide you further still, to the edge of a system where a dying star flickers weakly, its light fading. Around it, planets lie cold and abandoned, their surfaces scarred by time. And yet, even here, there is beauty. The fading light glows like embers in the dark, a gentle reminder that even as things end, they leave behind warmth. The travelers bow their heads in silence, honoring the star's long journey, its endless giving of light. You too feel that reverence, as though you are saying goodbye to an old friend. The silence deepens, wrapping around you like a blanket. The ship glides slower, the stars blur softer, and you sink further into the dream. Each wordless story, the alien show, you becomes a lullaby, a rhythm of creation and peace, endings and beginnings, light and shadow. The universe is vast, but in this moment, it feels like home, and so you drift. Endlessly, gently, carried through the stars, by voices that do not hurry, voices that will never stop, voices that guide you deeper into the soothing silence of the cosmos. The ship drifts beyond the dying star, into regions where the galaxy thins and the space between lights grows wider. The darkness here is different, not empty, but deep, like a soft ocean stretching forever. The silence is complete, yet strangely comforting, as though the universe itself is exhaling after a long breath. You feel yourself sinking into it, weightless, thoughtless, safe. Through this velvet dark, a faint glow appears. At first it seems like a star, but as you approach, you see it as something else. A luminous sphere, drifting alone, its light, soft, and pulsing like a heartbeat. The travelers slow the ship, letting you observe. The sphere is alive, it breathes, its glow expanding and contracting in rhythm, sending gentle ripples through the surrounding void. Each pulse carries feeling, calm, kindness, serenity, as though the being knows you are watching and wishes you peace. You close your eyes, and for a moment, you feel its rhythm in your own chest. Your breath matches the sphere's breath, your heart its heart. You and the being become one in the silence, connected by nothing but the steady pulse of light. The travelers smile softly at you, their presence like a hand on your shoulder, and the ship moves again. Ahead lies a drifting field of shattered moons, their fragments caught in a quiet ballet around a lonely planet. Some pieces are jagged, others smooth, all glowing faintly in the reflected starlight. They spin and turn endlessly, graceful as dancers, silent as shadows. Between them, rivers of dust gleam like silver streams, winding their way through the fragments. The sight is haunting, yet beautiful, like a memory suspended in time. The planet below is scarred, marked by the impact of ages, but still it turns. Faithfully, still it endures. You feel the lesson in it, that even broken things continue to move, that beauty can live even in fragments. The journey takes you next to a world of endless water. From orbit, it is a perfect sphere of blue, clouds swirling lazily above it, like brushstrokes across a canvas. There are no continents, no land, only the vast embrace of ocean. The ship descends lower, and you see the surface glimmering with waves that stretch to every horizon. The water sings, not in sound, but in vibration, a hum that rises from the planet's heart and fills the air with quiet resonance. Beneath the waves, life glows in radiant colors, entire shoals of creatures, shimmering like liquid light. Some move in slow harmony, their bodies forming shapes as if spelling a language in motion. Others rise toward the surface, their glow flickering before sinking again into the depths. The ocean whispers of eternity, of patience, of the comfort of flowing endlessly without resistance. Watching it, you feel your own thoughts drift like waves dissolving into stillness. From this world of water, the ship carries you to one of fire, a planet with rivers of molten rock glowing through cracks in its surface, volcanoes breathing plumes of golden smoke into the black. Yet there is no chaos here, no destruction, only rhythm. The eruptions follow patterns, like drums echoing across the surface. Lava flows like veins of light, carving paths that glow with the warmth of creation. This is not ruin, but birth. New land rising, new shapes forming, the world alive in its constant transformation. You understand, in the quiet way the travelers show you, that fire, too, has its place in peace, not as violence, but as change, as renewal. Beyond the fiery world, the ship glides into a place where the stars are faint, hidden behind veils of dust. At first it seems empty, but then you see them shapes moving through the darkness, vast and graceful. They are not ships, nor creatures in any sense, you know, but something in between. Their bodies stretch like flowing shadows, their outlines glowing faintly in silver. They move slowly, deliberately, and as they pass, you feel them brush against your mind with a presence that is neither thought nor word, but simply awareness. They acknowledge you, not as stranger, not as intruder, but as part of the same great existence. Their passage feels like a blessing, a reminder that you are never as small or as lost as you think. The journey never hurries. Each sight unfolds slowly, like a dream that knows no end. The aliens guiding you never speak, yet their silence is its own language, telling you that this peace has always been here, waiting, just beyond the noise of waking life. You begin to realize that this voyage is not just through stars and worlds, but through yourself. Each vision is a reflection of beginnings, endings, patience, transformation. The ship drifts now into a region where the galaxy folds into itself, where spirals of light curl like petals of a flower. The stars here are arranged in ways perfect to be chance, as though the universe itself paused to create something of art. Their alignment hums with resonance, a pattern that feels both infinite and intimate. As you gaze, you feel the lines of the stars reaching into you, arranging your thoughts into harmony. The chaos in your mind softens, the worries dissolve, until all that remains is the gentle pattern of breath, the steady beat of your heart, the quiet pull of peace. The travelers let the ship slow, letting you rest in this place of symmetry. Time stretches thin, becomes meaningless. There is no beginning, no end, only the endless drift, the endless glow, the endless story whispered. In silence, you sink deeper still, wrapped in the dream, safe in the hands of the universe. 5. The ship drifts onward, and as you sink deeper into its quiet rhythm, the stars themselves seem to slow. You watch as a curtain of silver mist unfolds before you. Not gas or dust as you know it, but something finer, like threads of light woven into a tapestry that stretches across the void. As you pass through it, the strands hum softly, each vibrating with its own note, together forming a chord so vast it seems to hold the weight of the cosmos. The sound is not heard with ears, but felt in the heart, a vibration that loosens every knot of thought, every tension, every forgotten sorrow. You breathe with it, and it feels as though you are breathing with the universe itself. Beyond the veil lies a sanctuary of stars, a region where light gathers in clusters, so dense they resemble lanterns floating in a sea of black velvet. Some burn white, some gold, some the soft red of embers, and together they glow like 1,000 campfires scattered across an endless night. The ship slows to a gentle drift, as if not to disturb their rest. You feel as though you are standing among them, not as an outsider, but as kin, another small flame among countless others, each with its own story, its own quiet purpose. 1. Star flares brighter, and as your gaze rests on it, a vision unfolds. You see a world beneath its light, bathed in eternal dusk. The skies shimmer with hues of violet and silver, and the land glows faintly as though lit from within. Towering crystalline formations rise from the ground, humming with resonance. Their edges catching the stars' rays and scattering them into rainbows that drift lazily through the air. The surface creatures here are unlike anything you've known, translucent, delicate, their bodies bending and flowing like streams of liquid glass. They move in unison, not in haste, but with the patience of centuries, as though every motion is part of a larger, slower song. Watching them is like watching time itself soften, unravel into something gentler. The ship leaves quietly, as if bowing to the beauty of that place, and you follow it into deeper space. The next region is shadowed, yet not empty. Shapes float. Here colossal orbs of black stone, suspended like sleeping giants. Their surfaces are etched with glowing lines, symbols that shift and change as you look at them, never the same twice. The lines form patterns that seem almost familiar, as though echoing thoughts you've had but forgotten. The travelers let you drift closer, and for a moment, the symbols glow brighter, reaching into you. You do not understand their meaning, not in words, but you feel their intent, a message older than stars, older than galaxies, carved not for minds, but for souls. It tells you that you are seen, that you are part of this vast unfolding, that your existence, no matter how small it seems, ripples outward like starlight across eternity. As the ship moves on, you find your breath slower, your body heavier, as though the universe itself is tucking you deeper into its embrace. The void is no longer dark, but soothing, like a warm blanket stretched to infinity. You notice how silence itself has texture, layers upon layers of quiet, each softer than the last, each carrying you further from the noise of waking thought. Then comes the garden of comets, hundreds, thousands, moving in slow arcs around a hidden center, their tails glowing like ribbons of silk. Some shine white, others blue, some golden, and together they form an endless dance, weaving trails of light that cross and spiral like brushstrokes on black canvas. The ship weaves gently among them, letting you drift close enough to see the frozen cores, glimmering with trapped crystals that sparkle like ancient jewels. You imagine each comet carrying its own secret, its own memory, wandering the galaxy for ages untold, patiently waiting to cross paths with someone who will notice. And here you are, noticing, and in that noticing, the comets become more than ice and rock. They become companions, storytellers, fellow travelers in the quiet expanse. The comets fade behind, and the ship carries you to the edge of a glowing nebula. Its colors ripple like watercolors spilled into the void, blues melting into purples, gold into crimson. The clouds twist and curl slowly, like breaths of a sleeping giant. Within, new stars are being born, their faint cries of light just beginning to shine through the folds of mist. Watching it is like watching creation itself, the first spark of life whispered into the silence. You feel your chest rise with it, your breath sinking with the slow pulse of the nebula. The longer you watch, the more you feel the truth of it. That creation is not an event, but a rhythm, always happening, always unfolding. And you, too, are part of that rhythm, a moment of creation, given form, carried gently through the universe. The ship glides deeper, slower, until it feels as though time itself has grown drowsy. You are adrift now, not only in space, but in dream, a dream without end, a dream that asks nothing of you but to rest, to witness, to drift. The aliens say nothing, yet their silence is full of presence, as if they are guardians of this dream. Guides who carry you deeper and deeper, until even your thoughts dissolve into starlight, and still the journey continues. Unbroken, each scene, flowing into the next like waves against an endless shore, each more soothing than the last, each carrying you further from waking noise and deeper into the gentle heart of the universe. 6. The ship drifts onward, and your awareness drifts with it, like a feather carried by a breeze too vast to measure. Each moment feels slower than the last, as though time itself is unwinding its knots, loosening its grip, letting you sink into the soft embrace of the cosmos. You notice how the stars begin to stretch into patterns, constellations you do not know but somehow recognize, as if they are echoes of stories told long ago, stories whispered to you in dreams you forgot upon. Waking, the shapes shimmer, a bird unfolding its wings, a great river winding endlessly, a circle that turns without beginning or end. And with every shift, your heart softens, your breath steadies, your body drifts further from the weight of the day. The travelers remain silent, yet their presence wraps around you like a cocoon. They do not need words. The silence between you is enough. You feel them guiding not with hands, but with intention, their thoughts like ripples in still water, moving you toward places where the universe itself is gentlest. The ship glides past clouds of stardust, so fine they glow like fog in moonlight, curling in spirals that reach across entire systems. Each swirl catches light from nearby suns and scatters it into a million glimmers, like fireflies dancing in the dark. You imagine drifting among them, reaching out with your fingers, brushing against the glitter of cosmic dust, feeling the softest kiss of eternity. Deeper still you go, until you reach a sea of silence so pure it almost hums. Here, great orbs of silver light float in clusters, each radiating a glow that pulses slowly, like a heartbeat. The orbs are not stars, not planets, they are something else, alive in ways beyond understanding. As you draw near, you feel waves of calm washing over you, as though the light itself is soothing your very thoughts. Each pulse unravels another thread of tension, another hidden worry you didn't know you carried. You close your eyes, and, even behind your lids, you see the silver glow, gentle and endless, filling you with the certainty that here, in this vastness, you are safe. Beyond the silver orbs lies a current of light, a river flowing through the void. Its streams bend and twist, carrying colors that shift with every glance. Turquoise melting into gold, indigo softening into rose. The ship lowers itself into the current, and you feel it carry you forward, faster now, yet still serene, like floating down a river beneath a sky full of stars. The light wraps around the ship, and for a moment it feels as though you are not riding through it, but becoming part of it. Your body dissolving into brightness, your mind unfolding into streams of color. The travelers let you drift in this feeling, as though reminding you that you are not separate from the universe, but woven into it, a thread of its endless tapestry. The river bends, and you emerge into a valley of shadow, where vast structures rise, black and silent, shaped like towers that pierce infinity. They are not built but grown, their surfaces smooth yet alive, veins of dim light crawling like slow lightning beneath their skins. You drift among them, and their size overwhelms you. Mountains compared to ants, yet they exude no threat, only stillness. You feel they are watchers, guardians who have stood since the first stars lit the void, patient, eternal, unmoving. As you pass, their faint glow deepens, acknowledging your presence. You cannot hear words, yet you feel the message. Rest, traveler. You are not alone. The cosmos keeps watch. Slowly the towers fade behind, and once more the stars open before you. The ship glides into a chamber of space so clear, so endless, that it feels like stepping into the heart of eternity itself. Stars wheel around you in great arcs, whole galaxies turning as though in a cosmic dance. Each one moves with such grace, such slowness, that the dance will last eons. Yet from here you see the beauty of its rhythm, and as you watch, you realize, even the largest motions of creation are not rushed, not frantic, but patient, gentle, eternal. You breathe with that realization, your breath syncing with the pulse of galaxies, your body lighter, your mind quieter, your soul calmer. The aliens guide you further still, into regions of softer and softer night, where sound is no sound and time is no time, until even your awareness begins to float untethered. You are not awake, not asleep, not dreaming, not thinking. You are simply drifting, held in the endless cradle of stars, wrapped in the lullaby of the universe. And it goes on, and on, and on, without end, carrying you deeper and deeper into the infinite calm where nothing is asked of you, nothing is required, nothing remains but rest. The drifting continues, a rhythm without rhythm, a journey that does not demand direction. You find yourself surrendering fully now, no longer questioning what is ahead or behind, no longer seeking to name the shapes around you. The ship hums, soft and low, like the echo of a lullaby sung across eternity. Each vibration runs through your body, loosening every hidden knot, unraveling the last threads of wakefulness. The travelers still do not speak, yet you sense their awareness touching yours gently, reassuring you that you are exactly where you need to be. Ahead, a nebula unfolds like a vast garden in bloom. Its petals are clouds of violet and gold, stretching across light years, curling inward and outward in endless spirals. Within the petals, clusters of new stars are being born, their glow still fragile, still finding strength. Watching them is like watching sparks ignite in a fireplace, tiny flames, promising warmth against the void. The nebula breathes, expanding and contracting, as if the universe itself inhales and exhales in perfect balance. You feel your own breath fall into harmony with it, your chest rising and falling with cosmic rhythm. Inhale with the stars, exhale with the void, inhale with creation, exhale with peace. Deeper within the nebula, you see rivers of crystalline light, each stream flowing with liquid brilliance, twisting and braiding like strands of silver hair in the wind. The ship follows the currents, weaving through them like a bird gliding on updrafts. As you watch, the light flows around you, catching on your skin, sinking into your body, filling every cell with quiet radiance. It feels as if your very bones glow, as if your heart is illuminated from within, steady and calm. The more light fills you, the heavier your eyelids become. The softer your body sinks, the further your mind drifts. Farther still you go, until the nebula thins, its glow fading into the quiet stretch of deep space. Here, the silence feels different, deeper, more profound, like velvet laid across the universe. Out of that velvet emerge shapes, gentle arcs of silver, long strands of faintly glowing thread that weave themselves into patterns too vast to comprehend. It is a web, spun across light years, shimmering faintly, holding stars and planets within its embrace. You understand, without words, that this web is not a trap but a cradle. It is the structure that keeps galaxies in balance, the hidden net that ensures nothing falls away, nothing is lost. You drift along its strands, feeling the safety of its embrace, as though the universe itself is rocking you to sleep. The ship slows, and your gaze is drawn to a vast sphere of light ahead. It is not harsh, but gentle, glowing like a lantern in the night. The sphere pulses softly, each wave of brightness spreading warmth through the emptiness. As you approach, you realize the sphere is alive, a mind, a being, older than time itself, its thoughts rippling like tides. And though it does not speak, you hear it, deep inside your chest. Rest, child of the stars. Rest in the embrace that was always yours. The warmth deepens, seeping into your thoughts, soothing every restless corner of your mind, every echo of worry, every lingering fear. It is as though the being has taken the weight of your thoughts and placed them gently aside, leaving only silence, only peace. You drift closer and closer, until the light surrounds you. Your body melts into it, dissolving into golden calm. You no longer know where you end and the light begins. You are simply a part of it, a note in its endless song, a ripple in its infinite ocean, and in that moment, you realize there is nothing more to seek, nothing more to do. You are already home. You always were. The travelers guide you gently onward, letting you linger in the light before carrying you beyond it, deeper into a stretch of space where colors grow softer, where starlight fades into silken grays and blues, where even thought slows to a whisper. You drift through fields of frozen light, clusters of crystals suspended in the dark, their edges sharp yet glowing, like ice touched by moonlight. They hang in silence, unmoving, timeless, and as you pass through them, you feel your own thoughts crystallize into stillness, not frozen in fear, but preserved in peace, clear, calm, eternal. Onward, the ship glides, carrying you into another dreamscape, another horizon of rest. You are not awake, you are not asleep, you are simply drifting, endlessly, held by stars, cradled by silence, carried forever deeper into the lullaby of the universe, beneath the infinite silence of the cosmos, where stars shimmer like scattered fragments of forgotten dreams. You drift deeper into a story that is older than time itself. Imagine yourself lying under a boundless night sky, the stars above not just points of light, but silent witnesses to secrets no human voice has yet dared to tell. With every breath, you sink further, weightless, into the hidden folds of the universe, where alien whispers echo between galaxies like lullabies no earthly mother could sing. The journey begins on the edge of an unknown nebula, its gases glowing in shades of violet and gold, folding over each other like layers of silk curtains. You float closer, slowly, as though carried by an unseen current. The silence hums, and in that hum is a voice, gentle, distant, ancient. It tells you that the nebula is alive. Every particle of dust, every glowing wave of light, is a memory. It remembers the birth of suns, the slow spiral of worlds, and the first dreams of creatures who looked up to wonder if they were alone. As you glide deeper into this celestial sea, shapes form in the glow. Tall silhouettes of beings made of starlight themselves, with elongated limbs that ripple like waves, drift past. They do not startle you, nor do you startle them. Instead, they simply acknowledge you with a soft tilt of their luminous heads, as if to say, "We have been waiting." Their eyes, if they are eyes, shine with calm, eternal patience, carrying stories from beyond 1,000 galaxies. And then you hear it, not with your ears, but with something deeper, a song, slow, resonant, like a choir of voices layered upon each other, cascading downward in tones you've never heard, vibrating through the marrow of your being. It doesn't frighten you. Instead, it soothes you. Each note carries with it the sensation of floating further and further away from all worry, all time, all weight. The song tells you that stars are alive, and when they collapse into black holes, they do not die, they simply begin dreaming. Entire galaxies are their dreamscapes, and perhaps you are wandering through one of those dreams right now. A light stirs on the horizon of this nebula, brighter and larger than the stars around it. Slowly, a world emerges, a planet unknown to human maps. Its surface glows with rivers of liquid silver, and mountains rise like frozen waves. You descend, gently, like a feather on a breeze, toward its surface. The silver rivers whisper as they move. Lean closer and you'll hear them, tales of civilizations long vanished, voices of alien children laughing in languages long forgotten, songs of skyships that once sailed across the upper atmosphere. And on this planet, you find a garden but not like Earth's. Here, plants are made of light. Trees shimmer with translucent leaves, glowing faintly blue, and their roots pulse with energy as if each one were a star planted deep underground. Flowers bloom in slow motion, opening not to sunlight, but to starlight, each petal releasing a delicate hum like a wind chime. You walk among them, unhurried, and realize you are not alone. Shadows move with grace. Aliens tall, elegant. Wander here too. Their voices are not spoken, but sung, a low resonance that blends with the hum of the flowers, with the pulse of the roots, with the song of the stars. One approaches you, glowing faintly, with emerald light. It looks at you with serenity, and though no words are spoken, you understand. This garden is the memory of our people. Every plant, every song, is a story preserved. You realize that what you walk through is not just beauty, but a library, a living archive of an alien race's dreams, memories, and whispers. The alien gestures for you to listen, and so you place your hand upon one glowing tree. The moment you touch it, your mind fills with visions. You see skies filled with 3 suns, rising together like burning jewels. You see great silver ships gliding through cosmic oceans, carrying millions across the void. You see laughter, joy, sorrow, loss, as civilizations rise and fall stretched across eons. You even feel their longing, for they too wondered, are we alone? And when you pull your hand away, you realize their longing is no different than ours. Across endless stars, the question remains the same. The alien nods gently, as though confirming you've understood, and then points to the horizon. In the distance, you see a tower, not built of stone or metal, but of light, reaching endlessly into the night. Slowly, you walk toward it. Each step feels slower, heavier, but not in a way that burdens you. Instead, it draws you deeper, grounding you in the dream. The tower's walls pulsed faintly, and as you approach, you realize it is not solid at all. It is made of flowing symbols, endless alien writings, looping and shifting, like rivers of meaning cascading downward. As you stand before it, the tower speaks. Its voice is low, soothing, ancient. It tells you that you are dreaming inside the dream of a star. That every moment you wander here, you are being remembered, not forgotten. That the universe, vast and eternal, holds every traveler within its memory, even you. And as that truth settles in, your breathing slows. The weight of the day dissolves. The alien melodies, the glowing gardens, the hum of the stars, all of it wraps around you like a blanket. You are safe, you are eternal, and the dream will continue, carrying you deeper, further, softer. The Tower of Light stretches endlessly above you, its surface alive with moving symbols, as though the entire universe is trying to write itself into existence before your eyes. The closer you stand, the more the tower hums, a soft vibration that resonates through your chest, like the deep pulse of a sleeping giant. You place your hand against the shimmering surface, and the symbols shift, rearranging themselves to welcome you. For a moment, you are no longer standing, you are floating, dissolving into the rhythm of the tower itself. The symbols do not speak with words. Instead, they show you pictures, endless pictures, the birth of galaxies blooming like fireworks, in slow motion, stars falling into themselves, collapsing into spirals of time. Beings of all shapes and forms drifting through these visions, some with wings of crystal, some with bodies woven of mist, some beyond all comprehension, only felt as warmth in the edges of thought. They look toward you, not with fear, but with recognition, as if they had always known you would come here. Time loses meaning. Each breath you take feels as though it contained centuries. Every heartbeat is like a drum echoing across light years. You close your eyes, and when you open them, you are no longer outside the tower. You are inside it. The walls are alive, flowing like rivers of starlight, each droplet carrying a secret. Above you, spiraling stairways of pure luminescence wind upward, leading to heights unseen. Yet there is no need to climb. The tower itself lifts you, weightless, as though you are a thought drifting higher, higher, higher. As you ascend, the hum of the tower deepens. It becomes a lullaby, a song sung not to ears, but to the soul. And in that song you hear fragments of meaning. You are part of us. You have always been. The dream is not separate from the dreamer. You look down, and far below, the glowing garden still blooms, its rivers of silver reflecting light from unseen moons. The aliens wander gently, tending to the memory plants, singing softly. They do not look up, yet you know they feel your presence. You are now woven into their memory, into the eternal archive they keep. The tower brings you higher still, past layers of transparent floors, each one holding visions of alien worlds. One floor shows oceans stretching across endless horizons, lit from beneath by bioluminescent creatures, larger than mountains. Another reveals a city suspended between two suns, its towers glittering like icicles of fire. Another shows a desert with 3 moons, where cloaked beings ride colossal insect-like creatures across shifting dunes of glass. Each world feels real, each one feels alive, and somehow, you know these are not fantasies. These are memories, preserved perfectly in the living mind of the tower. Finally, the tower slows. You reach a vast chamber, round and endless, with no ceiling, only a dome of stars. At the center of this chamber is a pool of liquid light, rippling gently, as though stirred by an unseen breeze. You approach, and the pool glows brighter. When you look into it, you see not just reflections, you see yourself, but not as you are now. You see echoes of yourself in different forms, walking as an alien under strange suns, drifting as light across nebulae, standing on distant worlds, with eyes that are not human. It is you, and not you. A reminder that perhaps your soul has wandered here before, long before you were human. long before Earth even had a name. The pool speaks, though no sound escapes it. Its voice enters directly into your heart. All dreams return to the source. You are the dream, and the dreamer, and the dream yet to be dreamed. The words sink into you, not as knowledge, but as peace. You realize you do not need to understand. You do not need to solve. You only need to drift, to let go, to become part of the melody that has always existed. The chamber grows softer, darker. The pool fades into mist. The tower's hum lowers into a heartbeat rhythm, steady, soothing. You close your eyes, and when you open them, you are lying once again in the garden. The silver rivers whisper gently, the glowing flowers hum their songs, and the tall serene aliens pass by, like guardians of an eternal sanctuary. But now, you see something new. On the edge of the garden, beyond the trees of light, there is an opening, a doorway carved not in stone, but in the fabric of reality itself. It glows with a gentle golden aura, pulsing like a warm sun. Slowly, drawn by curiosity, you walk toward it. Each step feels heavier, not with burden, but with significance. You know this is not just another vision. This is the threshold between dreaming and becoming. As you approach the doorway, the aliens pause. They turn toward you, their glowing eyes filled with both calm and reverence. One of them raises a long, delicate hand, as if to bless you. Though no words are spoken, you hear the message clearly. Beyond this threshold lies the deeper truth. Few have walked through. Fewer still have returned. But you are ready. The doorway hums as you step closer. Its golden light washes over you, warm and soft, wrapping around your body like a blanket. You take one more step, and the garden disappears. The tower disappears. The stars vanish. All that remains is golden light, endless, infinite, timeless. And in that golden light, you hear it, the true voice of the universe. A voice vast as eternity, gentle as a whisper, familiar as your own heartbeat. It tells you that you are not small. You are not lost. You are not forgotten. You are the universe, dreaming itself awake, over and over, in endless forms. And tonight, it dreams of you. The voice fades, leaving only silence. A silence so profound, it feels like the softest sleep you have ever known. You surrender to it, floating deeper, lighter, freer. Every muscle relaxes, every thought dissolves, every breath slows, until you are weightless in the golden expanse, drifting in eternal calm. And as you drift, the universe itself hums you to sleep. The drifting continues, endless yet effortless, as though the universe itself breathes you forward. Stars pass by like lanterns in the distance, each one flickering with its own secret lullaby. You feel as if you have walked through thousands of dreams already, and yet the path goes on. Infinite, unhurried, wrapped in silence. The travelers remain with you, their presence constant, patient, protective. They need no words to reassure you. Their stillness is enough. The ship glides into a field of quiet moons, each one pale and glowing, suspended like pearls on invisible strings. Their light falls in gentle waves, washing over you, and you feel as though you are floating in a sea of silver. Some moons are cracked with glowing rivers, some smooth as glass, some surrounded by halos of faint mist. Each one holds a story, ancient and unspoken, and though you do not hear the words, you feel their weight, like lullabies sung by voices too old for time. Deeper still you go, through a valley of nebula clouds that stretch like curtains of silk. They ripple and fold around you, changing color with every breath. Lavender melting into sapphire, sapphire into rose gold into deepest indigo. You feel as though you are drifting through the dreams of the stars themselves, each cloud a thought, each color a memory. The air hums with gentle resonance, the kind that makes your body lighter and your mind quieter, until you are nothing but awareness suspended in calm, The travelers guide you onward, carrying you into a region where the stars themselves move. Slowly, swaying like lanterns caught in a gentle breeze. They tilt and lean, forming shapes a child's hand, a bird in flight, an endless spiral. You watch, entranced, though your eyes grow heavy, half-lidded, your thoughts slower with every passing moment. The stars rearrange themselves into a cradle, vast and luminous, rocking gently as though inviting you to sink deeper into rest. At last, the ship slows. The universe around you grows softer, as if even space itself wishes for silence now. Ahead lies a vast expanse of velvet black, not empty, but full of rest, full of ease, full of eternal night. The travelers turn to you, and for the first time you understand their gaze. It tells you that the journey has brought you here, not to discover, not to search, but simply to rest. You are safe. You are cradled. You are already home. The ship drifts no further. It hovers, held in the quiet. The hum softens into silence. The stars dim, like candles being gently snuffed out one by one. The nebula curtains close slowly, leaving only the faintest glow, enough to remind you of where you have been, but not enough to keep you awake. The last of the light wraps around you like a blanket, and the presence of the travelers rests beside you like guardians at the door of dreams, and, in this silence, in this stillness, you let go. You let go of every thought, every question, every search. You surrender fully to the calm, sinking deeper and deeper into a sleep that feels infinite, a peace that feels eternal. The universe hums a final lullaby, too soft to hear, but felt, in every corner of your being. Rest now? Rest and dream. The stars will watch over you, and as the journey fades, as the stars slip into the distance, you drift into sleep, safe, silent, at peace. Subscribe to join the next story, the next dream, the next journey beyond the stars.